I mentioned in a previous show that one of the things from food memory that I have, and an artifact that came down, part of my food heritage, was a celery vase, which is like you can see on the left, a glass vase, which is always on our tables at special occasions with a big stalk of celery in it. This comes from the Victorian era when celery was expensive. It was hard to grow. Only the wealthy could afford to have it, and it was very showy. They would. It was a status symbol right there. And this is an exhibit in the West Virginia museum, and we'll send the links to all of this because they have had a collection of the celery vases, and you can see here not only were the vases at the tables with the fresh celery, but once the celery was cooked, it was served in its own special dish or tray, and you can see some of them there. This whole collection is on exhibit because Wheeling, West Virginia was a major glassblowing production center. So yeah, I just explained a bit about this. You can see that in the Victorian era, a bunch of food stylists always showed the point of where the celery vase should go in the place setting, and you can see it there in the Thanksgiving. So it was a big deal. And it became a big deal in the U.S. because of this guy, Theophilus Roessle. Yeah, he was a German immigrant who, he had a really fascinating story. I'll put a link in the description. But he ended up starting with a small field of celery outside Albany, and it grew to be a very successful business. And he was supplying celery to all the famous restaurants and hotels in New York City and Washington, excuse me, and in Saratoga Springs. He was so successful that he started to, and he was sending it. His celery was being at this hotel, a very famous hotel in Albany, where everybody coming east or west on the Erie Canal or whatever would stay at this hotel. So he said, here I am supplying this hotel with my celery. I might as well just buy the hotel. So we bought that hotel, and then he bought another hotel, and he had the hotels in New York and Saratoga. And so celery created this vast hotel empire. And he then said, I know so much about celery, I'm going to write the book about it, which he did. And we have an original copy of this book. And it had this beautiful color engravings in the book about these different celery varieties. I'm going to just go back up here. He was also a really good guy. He was a committed abolitionist. He supported people on the Underground Railroad who were escaping from the South. He gave them jobs in his hotels, paid them well. Just a really good guy. And Roessleville is a hamlet outside Albany, and it's still there. So there you can see where it is. Here's Albany, over there is Schenectady, and this is this town named for him, and it is where he had his big estate. So we have Thanksgiving with celery is kind of goes along with the cranberry sauce and the turkey, and a lot of it in America is due to Theophilus, and there's a grave marker for him in Albany. If you like these shows, you can subscribe, you can join us, share information, tell your friends. Always happy to hear from you. See you again sometime.